Okay, we are here again for FD Seattle, round 5. Yeah, home track I've never driven outside of FD. Actually, that's a lie. One time, Drift Week. They only run the small inner bank, so we usually don't go. I don't have a big enough car for this to drive for fun.
I mean, all cars are relatively the same size, but...
I meant big as in horsepower. I think the TI might drift the bank with like 140 pounds in the back left tire.
Did you ever run nitrous on the TI?
Yeah, with the S52.
I don't remember that. And I told somebody you didn't.
Oh, I did.
Was I around?
Yeah, but you've been around the whole ownership of that car.
No, I just...
Were
I don't
you
remember.
mentally around?
No, I was not.
Yes, I did. It was better with the nitrous than it was as the S54.
I don't remember that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Where was the nitrous bottle?
In the trunk, the left side. Brackets are still in there. Got her!
I hope that's not on the end.
This is the map of what the judges would like to see. We're going to show the number 1 qualifying lap after this, but each of these sectors are worth 5 points for line and 5 points for angle. And then style is 40 points throughout the entire bank. And that's obviously based off your commitment, how sketchy it looks, how dangerous it looks, and then fluidity is how smooth everything is. So even if you're offline, but you're super smooth, and everything looks really, really good, you can have a high fluidity score. So they want you entering here. We get up to about 85 or 90. Some people are 65.
You're entering there?
Here.
You're starting there.
Starting here.
Entering there.
Entering here.
Got it.
Some people are down to 65. We need to, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but if you're running this run up, I think the rental car could get to 65. You definitely need to speed up because it's like impossible for someone who's been running 85, 90 miles an hour. And yes, it is easier to enter the first turn without at a slower speed than a higher speed. But the commitment, like how could you get any commitment score if you aren't flat all the way in? Also, if you have a 6-speed gearbox, you don't need to use all 6 gears. Like, you're so slow. If you whap, bap, 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 and then you're out. Oh, I'm out of the chicane. I'm in 6th gear already. It's so stupid, dude. Anyways, so basically you go as fast as you can down the run up. You initiate. They want you to go full wide all the way around. Problem area right here in the middle. There's a dip in the track. It wants to add angle, which causes you to then drive down the bank in this particular area. So you'll see a lot of guys make a small steering wheel input correction in this area. It's because of the shape of the bank is wrong. It's just not perfect. And the center of the bank actually dips down a little bit, upsetting the car a little bit. So the best situation is to be a few feet off the wall through here and then fill it from here on. You'll also notice a lot of people falling down right here in this general area. That's very, very common because you're trying to set yourself up to exit the bank here. So what happens is when you try to slow your car down, it backs up because you're not on throttle and you're trying to slow the car, rotate it, get it ready. So people give up a little bit of proximity in this general area so that they can fill the rest of the zone here, slow down, and be able to get to outer zone 2. So outer zone 1 here. Outer zone 2 is right here, yellow paint on the ground. Outer zone 3 is here against the wall, yellow paint on the ground. Inner clip 1 is here, and outer zone 4 is here. No inner clip.
So small.
Yeah, this is crazy how small this looks.
Yeah.
Because, but it doesn't. I don't think it is. Like I think we actually are driving here, and it's longer. But either way. This is tricky. You're at 80 miles an hour here. They want you got to get down to about 50 or so here while you're on the wall. And obviously when you slow down like we were talking, it backs you up. So you see a lot of people hit the wall exiting, and it's simply because the timing has to be absolutely perfect to be able to do it.
He does not do it very well.
I don't. That's why it's my least favorite track. This section is the hardest section of any track of the entire year. Actually, I think I've ever driven in my life. I always figure it out.
How many tracks have you driven?
I don't know, 120 maybe, 130. They should change how this exits.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't flow.
What do you
But
think?
then I watch, we're going to watch the number 1 qualifier and they make it flow.
Got it.
But they also fall off the bank here a little bit. You just kind of have to. You naturally have to. Anyway, so we're going to watch number 1 qualifier here, which was Essa. Okay, so Essa was the number 1 qualifier. I'm going to flip this around so my pointer's not in there. Okay, so initiation, no handbrake, clutch kick in. A little bit low at this point of the bank, but the bank starts and he gets right up on it. He's about 3 feet off the bank through here, and then brings it up to the wall.
Look at all those marbles.
Falls back down again. This is the section that I was kind of saying everybody will fall down, and then back up on the wall again right there. Oh, he didn't really ride the wall as good as I thought he did. You notice these corrections here. This is kind of what I'm talking about. So you'll notice the car pivoting a little bit right here and here. That's those adjustments to slow the car while you're trying to stay on the wall. So he was about 4 feet off at the exit. And then outer zone 2 is here. He's all the way out wide, filled the whole zone perfectly, and on throttle. Transitions, ooh, a little bit of a slow transition there. Misses the beginning of the zone. His back left tire is in the zone now. He actually missed most of outer zone 3 there. Good amount of angle through here. Picks up inner clip 1 really closely. Slow transition again through there. And then out wide to the wall across the finish line. So definitely overall really good run. Definitely left some points on the table there. I would say there was a point lost in the middle of the bank and at the end. So that's 2 points on the bank. I'd say there was another 2 points lost on outer zone 3. And maybe a point lost on angle overall. So let's have a look here. They're going to give us the score breakdown.
I kind of want to watch that.
What is that? So that's a 95? Oh, so yeah, so awesome job filling the zone there. We can watch the whole overhead. Makes sense. So if you notice, he's not quite on the wall here, and then he gets back up and then comes down a little bit right here.
Doesn't have a lot of
right
angle.
Here. And then this is what I was talking about. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of angle. Those little car corrections there to get slowed down. Great job filling that out. So if you notice, he gets a little bit of it, but not all of it. Good angle through here, real close on the clip there. Slow transition, but smooth. Fluidity's full score.
Doesn't go super deep in the
So I would
last
say
one
full
either.
score on fluidity, 1 point off on the angle, 2 points off on the bank, and then 1 point off on angle overall. So I give him a 95.
Well, that's what he got.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I thought Matt got on the second run. Oh,
Yeah.
Here we go. 1 point off on angle, 2 points off on line, 2 points off on style. So the style points might typically be just the amount of angle he had through there and the slow transitions to lock. But they definitely gave him the points off. Probably just 1 on the bank and 1 on outer zone 3. But the score is accurate. I agree with that. So obviously that's what they want to see. They want to see high on the bank all the way around. They would like to see quicker transitions, I'd say. They'd like to see a little bit more angle at spots. And then a little bit more flair, I guess, for the style points. Pizzazz. All right, we're going to dive right into top 16 battles. And Essa is obviously the first battle since he qualified P1. Again,
3 hours and 16 minutes.
Yeah. And then obviously we don't do top 32, unfortunately. I had basically my finals run in top 32
We should just cover that one.
with Odie.
Since you won anyway. Cover all your battles.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, I would like to watch that.
I gotta go do a whole nother video. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do a top 32 battle. So obviously my wife wanted to see it. And it was like my finals battle. It was like my hardest battle of the day. We had some really good battles outside of that. Maybe a Turek battle would have been harder, but obviously that didn't happen. So here we go. So I chase first, and Odie leads. So Odie flicks it in on about a car back. He's a little bit lower on the bank, and then he starts working his way up. I do the same. I'm just a tick shallower than him, but really not much, leaving a half car gap for this action right here, and then I drive right up onto his door through this section. He fills the zone good, fills the zone decent in outer zone 3. I'm pretty much on the same line through here, a little bit more angle even, about a quarter of a car gap, give him room through the transition, drive back up, give him a little love tap on the exit, and we both hit the wall in outer zone 4. So good lead run from Odie, a little bit shallow on the bank. And then A little. I feel like he was even a little bit shallow in outer zone 3.
No, they're pushing it to the absolute limits. Look at here, DeNova closing on Odie Boxes, who's on a...
So you can see that. And the biggest thing, and the judges kept saying this, is like, we don't want you on their front tire. We want you on their door or back tire. So I was really focusing on trying to be there the whole day
For the
today.
whole track or just the bank?
No, the whole thing. So if you notice, at all of these spots, I always make sure I'm finishing the zone at the back tire of them. So he got into the zone with one tire. I didn't quite. I was a little shallower. But then I'm deeper here than he is anyway. Smooth transition. Give him a little tap. We both get the wall. Finish touching his car at the end.
I was shaking
Were you?
for this video. Yeah.
Oh, go back. So now I lead. Odie chases. Huck it in. Quick handbrake pull on throttle. So now I'm basically on the same line he was on, but he's deep. He gets stuck up in the
can't
marbles
see
a little bit. He's
anything.
fully smoked out. I add the angle, get out to the zone, fill the zone, lots of angle, fill
Can't
all of
see
outer
that.
zone 2, and then I get hit and pushed into the wall. There's going to be a lot of replays here. I'll tell you where I felt the hit. I feel as though you can clearly see it on the video.
I think they do an overhead too. Oh,
Oh,
whoop, whoop,
whoop,
whoop,
whoop,
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Don't drive, you're going to break your axle, dude. Yeah, I got stuffed pretty good.
Glad you're okay.
Yep. Oh, we can watch the whole thing again, though. So I get up high on the bank and fall down a little bit. I mean, it's basically the same line Odie took through there.
Look at the
And
whack
then-
amount of angle you
And
got.
then me?
Just for that little section where you said that you got
Oh,
to do it.
that was me steering back up. And then I add the angle at the end of the zone, drive through. So obviously you can see the first hit. So I'm driving out, I'm in perfect line to fill the zone. Boom, I get hit. And I still light off to save it at this point. But Odie hits me again. And at the second time that he hits me, I am like, oh shit, I'm going straight into the wall. There's no saving it. If you look, I'm at full lock. I've recharged the throttle after slamming on the brakes to get weight on the front of the car to hopefully hook it around. Because I hate going off track or getting hit or because of a hit or smashing the front end. I always try to spin it and put the back end in. And I was like, if I can spin it and put the back end in, I might be able to keep going. But I just literally get pushed with no choice. Was on me, pushing me almost all the way till I hit the wall. And his shit's broken. Yeah.
Let me tell you that.
Let me tell you how I don't decel at all in the decel zone. Oh, here's a good shot too. Everyone always goes, oh, you're on the left foot brake. You're locked the front wheel up, and you're like, but look, it's barely even touching the ground. So everyone's always hating. I'm like, I'm not even hard on the brake.
You barely even grazed the wall there.
Bonk. I did light off again. I tried.
I can't believe your car was still like
Oh,
totally.
it drove great. Just the hood was gonna blow up.
Yeah. It was cute that he got out of his car and came and talked to you.
Yeah, he did. I didn't know what was going on. I thought they were gonna tell us we won. He came up and he was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, my bad. He's like, you bring out the competitor in me." He was like, "We pushed really hard. That's what happens." I'm like, "Yo, it's fine. I'm not worried about it." He's like, "Your car is really, really bad." I'm like, "Yo, this is what happens."
Yeah.
Odie has definitely ran me over more times than I've ran him over, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So I got the win. We're going to go ahead and move on to top 16 now. Just a lot of people, I guess, had questions about it, maybe.
Thank you for going over that with me.
Yep.
I wanted to see it again.
Shoot, I should show the map real quick.
The decel zones.
Yeah. So here's the map. I know I showed you guys the other map earlier, but this will clearly show the decel zones. There's a decel zone here, which is basically, yeah, because you got to slow down a lot. It's basically the very end of the zone, and then 2 cones before that on the wall. But you'll see, obviously, some people are stopping the gain of speed around here because we're entering around 80, 85. We drop to about 75, and we're gaining speed, and then you'll see some small little things going on in this general area. But they're not decels, they're just maintaining speed. And then the actual slowdown happens here. So you want to slow down there, and then you can slow down through most of outer zone 3. They want you leaving the zone at the end. And then there's a slow right before outer zone 4, which is after the transition. So if they're slowing before the transition, not good. If they're slowing after the transition, it's all good. Okay, now back.
Okay. Yes, this one I would like to see your opinion.
Okay, so first battle is gonna be Essa versus Gucci.
Get the clicker right.
I got it. Essa throws it in. Gucci's very low, a whole lane lower. Essa is up high on the bank, smooth, good angle, small fluctuations. As you can see, he's a whole half a car lower on the bank, but gaining proximity. Essa does a good job leaving the zone, only about a foot. A little decel there. Gucci is still on the inside there and then tucks back. Essa doesn't quite fill outer zone 2.
This right
Ooh,
here.
slow transition.
Very slow transition.
Oh, and then
This is the one I want your opinion on.
I see that. We're gonna get a replay. Essa fills the outer zone. Obviously, Gucci falls back because he made contact with him, which caused Essa to have a little bit of a reaction because of that. It's in the decel zone. That's in the decel zone, but that transition was so slow, dude.
I feel like it was a mix between
Okay,
Gucci
we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch.
trying to catch up.
Okay,
with it.
so slow transition. Yeah.
I know what the call was, so I don't want to say anything, but I want your opinion.
I don't.
That's funny. His 21 on top looks like
I
LZ.
gotta watch this. Okay, so he is off outer zone 3. Not where he's supposed to be. Yeah. Okay, so Essa, 100% slow transition. He's not even at angle till halfway through the zone. But he's beelining, dude.
I said
He's
he was trying
cooking.
to play catch up, and the other one was heavy mustard.
I don't even know what that means.
It just,
He would be giving it the mustard.
No, he was playing catch up.
So what's Essa doing this mustardy?
No, it's just ketchup and mustard.
Okay.
They go together.
So yeah, that's a collaborative effort there. Essa, not ideal transition, also not ideal line, but the chase driver's supposed to do what the lead driver does, and he's not. It looks like Gucci just overcooked it. So I put Gucci at blame. Yeah, because it's a decel zone. If it wasn't a decel zone,
Well, let me
Essa
tell
would be.
you, they went the other direction.
Did they really? We're gonna have to watch that. Let's watch the other part of the battle because maybe it won't even matter. Okay, so we have Gucci in lead, Essa in the chase. Whoa, slow initiation from Gucci, and Essa got totally thrown off by it. Good save though.
Yeah.
Good angle. Gucci's high on the bank, dude. Essa's in his door, a little bit less proximity. He dives down a little bit, the timing wise. Gucci does a really good job filling outer 2. Doesn't quite get outer zone 3 at all. Oh, he's really barely moving through there. Essa's doing a phenomenal job in the chase.
I will say, I feel like Ken's car's not always the fastest. Maybe it looks like it's slower
it's
because
definitely
he's big,
not
big
the
car,
fastest.
but
It's definitely. Essa's car normally isn't fast, but it was cooking this weekend.
he's doing a great job.
So we're gonna watch the replay here. I would like to see the split. That's the overhead camera. Okay, here we go. So hold on, we gotta go back because we gotta watch his initiation too.
I
So
hate when they do different angles.
Essa's entered on throttle already before the
At the
zone
tires.
even starts. Gucci way inside. Essa touching Gucci. Little bobble from Essa on initiation, but Gucci also had a
Late.
weird light off,
Okay.
and he was a little bit late.
How does he light off? What did
Late.
he do? No, what did he do?
Late. He faked it, then lit off with another handbrake. See, double handbrake.
Double down.
1, 2. So that I'm okay with that. Essa being there. And look at this proximity, dude.
Killed it.
The angle's low, but proximity is good.
Angle is very low.
So, Essa doesn't fill outer zone 2 as well. Late transition.
Both of those cars are
Yeah, they both kind of had slow transitions,
Yeah.
honestly. Essa's uncharacteristic, though.
But that's what Essa did during the qualifying run.
I mean, lead for lead.
Pretty cool.
Nah, Essa had a better lead.
Okay.
Chase for chase, Essa had a better chase.
Whoa.
But I put the blame on
Ken.
Gucci for the outer zone 3 contact, though. I don't like his transition, but also the judges don't dictate exactly how you have to transition.
But they will give you less points.
They will,
Qualifying
but that's
for
style,
it,
right?
yes. Ruining my life.
Oh, do you want to hear what he says?
Drone replay. I don't know if I'm on the mic or not.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, okay. We want to make sure that we're making the right call. Looking at where Michael Essa is, he's not in outside zone number 3, and he also is decelling past outside zone 3. But we're also looking at what Ken Gucci is doing. Ken Gucci missed outside zone 2 and was running a different line coming up to outside zone 3 than Mike Essa was. So we're trying to determine fault and make sure that we're making the right call based on what we saw happening on the track.
So from a procedural standpoint, they basically have 3 options. They have driver A fault, driver B fault, or they have at fault here, or if it's shared fault.
Input at their decisions. I personally believe that despite the fact that Ken Gucci missed outside zone number 2, Mike Essa missed outside zone number 3 and then decelled well beyond the acceptable area. And I personally put it on Michael Essa at fault for that. But we're going to see what the other judges have chosen once the screen comes up here.
I can see that. I kind of want to watch it again. You think they're going to show it again?
All right, so Ryan, interesting turn of events here.
I thought he was still lit off, like leaving the zone. One more time. Gucci. One more time. So clearly there's a split decision there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do see a slow transition, but I also see like it was slow, and then gained speed again, like leaving the zone. But the zone does, the decel zone does truly stop before the end of the zone. And he was not lit off by there. But I think that even if he would have lit off, Gucci would have hit him still.
Like I said, I think it was a duel.
Shared fault?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, one more time. Essa and Gucci. Essa leading first. Essa has a good flick. Small handbrake. Fills the zones. Gucci was low and now is making his way up high. Had a small waiver there. Essa on the wall, dude. Gucci in chase, dude. Doing the same thing. Look at this wall zone. Fill all the way, dude. Damn, that was a 100-point bank run he needed. Gucci in the chase with a little bit of understeer and diving to the inside a little bit and then working his way back out. Essa fills outer zone 2 all the way.
Gucci
does not. Essa gets in, leaves outer zone 3 a little bit early. Gucci right where he needs to be on the inside but didn't fill outer 3. Essa gets out to the zone, touches the wall. Gucci's a little bit on the inside. So overall, good chase from Gucci. At times, a little bit too far on the inside, didn't quite fill the zones. And a great lead from Essa. Essa's just a little, he didn't quite fill outer zone 4 all the way.
I need a snack.
Grab a snack. So if you notice, he didn't quite fill outer zone 4 all the way in the beginning. That's all. Okay. Here we go. Lights out. Gucci leading, Essa in the chase. Again with the double initiation thing.
Maybe that's just what he's been doing.
Yeah, maybe. Essa gives him a little bit more room this time, but drives right up on him, running a little bit shallower line, a couple little bobbles in the chase. Gucci's wall ride not quite as good as Essa. Essa in the chase right where he needs to be. Essa actually touches the line maybe while Gucci is out there. Gucci doesn't quite get outer zone 4. Ooh, almost an over rotation. Essa way on the inside. We gotta go back. Essa way on the inside. Gucci out wide, almost over rotating there. And then diving into 4, Gucci getting out wide, Essa finishing pretty much picture perfect.
All right, who do you give this to?
I gotta watch both overheads, but Essa had a better lead and a better chase, I think. This is the only questionable thing I wanted to see. So a lot less angle in the chase, but great proximity. Fills the zone. Neither of them got outer zone 3. This is really not good.
No.
You're right. Essa's lead is better, but I don't think the chase is better. Oh yeah, no. I gotta watch both overheads. Are they gonna give us that? There we go. Okay, so
Essa was ready for this double.
Essa, way better initiation. Essa's initiated before.
I know. I think he was ready. Like he was where he needed to be and did what he needed to do.
Okay, so some bobbles here and some bobbles here.
But
proximity's
more,
way better here.
Yep.
Drives way down, just slightly, half as much.
Sucks up, but.
So Essa on the wall all the way at exit. He leaves the wall a little bit early. Essa deep in the zone. Equal.
Yep.
Essa actually fills outer zone 3. Gucci does not. Gucci has better chase for the second half of the track.
I wouldn't say second half of the track, but
Yeah,
definitely
first spots, but I gotta give it to Essa.
Yeah.
Because Gucci just had a couple too many things going on.
I think you're right.
A couple too many. I feel like we could just watch the overhead splits, and this video would be 30 minutes long. One more time. Lontaine, I only know which one Lontaine is because of the Canadian thing. Essa gets the win. So I missed this battle completely, and I'm going back a day later now. So we're going to edit this and get this out to you, but it's been an extra day. We have Dylan Hughes and Hurst. Looks like Hurst is going to lead first. Turn the volume down here. Okay. Just fast forward here. All right, here we go. Hurst leading, Dylan's in the chase. Hurst has a bit of a slowdown on entry. Isn't quite up on the wall, about 5 feet off. Dylan's in chase, following the great line, exactly where he needs to be. Hurst has a smooth wall ride, but just a few feet off. Dylan is super tight on Hurst. So about a 6 foot gap all the way around the bank here. Dylan doing a great job in the chase. Hurst backs up there a little bit to try to fill the rest of the zone right here. Dylan's going to try, hopefully, do the same. He stays a little bit on the inside line. Hurst leaves outer zone 1 or 2 a little bit early. Dylan's in the chase following that same line. Oh, and Hurst has a big, crazy wobble. We'll have to go back and look at that. Dylan is doing a great job in the chase, staying about a half car back, and then closes. Hurst picks up the last zone most of the way through. Dylan's on a little bit less of a line there. I want to see that. Let me see the overhead here. Yeah, so you see a gap, but smooth. There's that little backup piece. So let's see what this is right here. So leaves the zone early, over rotates, and just, oh my goodness, just wise fabbed it out, which is just that weird pivot. If you watch, it just pivots around the whole front end of the car. So yeah, so basically he overrode and panicked and lifted off throttle here, but he needed to stay on throttle and steer left, which would have got him out to this zone and not had it over rotate. But he does fill most of outer zone 3, and Dylan stays way out. But I will blame Dylan's not filling outer zone 3 because of that, just because it was very, very unorthodox. And then Dylan jumps right back in there. I can hear Ryan talk about big angle, but yeah, definitely. And then he fills the end of the zone, but not quite in the beginning. Kind of people were either getting the beginning or the end here, obviously. Okay, switching positions. Dylan's going to lead. Hucks it in very quick to angle, very aggressive, up on the wall. He's about a foot off most of the bank. Really good bank ride, phenomenal bank ride. Leaves a little bit early, backs himself up, but Hurst is into the side of him there. I want to go back here and watch this again. I was too busy watching his wall ride. So he's a little bit shallower to maintain proximity. He's about a whole half a car length down, so that's going to be deemed on him. Oh, what look like? This is what I was talking about. What is going on with this wheel? Oh yeah, he's got something broke on his car, and he stuffs it. Dylan goes on to have a really good lead run, fills the outside zone there, a little wide, and then driving in. I like that line. It's preferred for me at least. And then fully filling the last zone there at the end, maybe just leaving a little bit early. Obviously, we're going to give the win to Dylan on this one. Big wreck from Hurst. Bummer. Looks like maybe steering coupler or some wobble of over-centering of the steering or something. But you can see the front wheels just wobbling like crazy. Okay, moving on. Jeff Jones, Dean Kearney.
Oof.
Yep.
This one.
Big oof. Okay.
This makes me
Jones
so
throws
sad
it
right
in.
here.
Jones is into the
Oof.
wall.
Do you know how many parts were everywhere?
I know. So, well, let's just
Holy
talk about
marbles,
Jones.
Batman.
Let's also note that Jones, during this entire run, has no oil pressure. His dry sump belt came off. Runs a whole lap.
Why?
With no oil pressure.
Mm.
Yep.
Mm.
Good lead run.
Mm.
Did he blow it?
Dean, roasted. Game over. Whole hub assembly off on track.
I'm pretty sure that wheel has no spokes. I'm pretty sure that little piece on the other side had all of the spokes on it.
Oh, there she is. The whole hub assembly. Yoicks. So basically what had happened was Dean's power steering belt came off. So basically because he lost his power steering, he wasn't able to drift the bank and went into the wall. We are going to fast forward. He's not able to fix it in time.
No.
Unfortunately, Jeff Jones isn't able to fix it on time either. So I end up getting a bye run. Okay, jumping into our next battle, me and Trenton Beecham. There is a story behind this battle.
Is there?
There is, and nobody would know this, but Trenton and I were both sitting on the line in our cars for 45 minutes before this battle. 45 minutes.
Oh, to clean up.
Because of all the one more times, because you want to get up there 2 battles beforehand.
Mm.
And then the battle before that, I got it one more time. And then the battle with them, they had to tow the car off the track, which had no wheel hub assembly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the car for 45 minutes. Helmet, gloves, strapped down. You can't move in the car.
No noise.
No. I'm just sitting there like, I'm literally asleep in the car.
Probably snoring.
Like my Hans holds my head up like this. So I'm just out. And Russo, my media guy's like, yo, let's put some music on. Let's get jamming. Let's do something. So I'm like, all right. So I put some music on. I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I get out of the car, go to the bathroom, come back. Another 20 minutes goes by. I'm like falling asleep in the car. I'm like, dude, this is the worst case scenario. Nothing is worse than just just out of the groove, asleep. I left the line in the chase going like this, like trying to wake myself up. Crazy. All right, so next battle is going to be Forsberg versus Osbo. This particular battle was pivotal for me. I wanted Forsberg to win this because Osbo is close in points. So Forsberg beating him would then give us a bigger stagger on who is winning the championship. Man, dude, scratchy throat. I can taste though and smell, and I feel fine.
I think we're just exhausted.
Scratchy throat. Okay, Chris goes ahead and flicks into the wall. Quick handbrake pull all the way up. He's pretty deep, about a couple feet off the wall. Osbo's a little less angle, a little shallower, but has great proximity. Oh, and it gives him a little bump. Chris is on it. Osbo's on it. So backs it up a little bit there. You can see Osbo running a little shallower of a line through there, but getting into proximity. Chris completely misses outer zone 2. Barely gets into outer zone 3. Osbo shallow through there. Picks up inner clip 1 good. Transition. Osbo dives in a little bit shallow again, while Chris has a good lead run through the last section. So cliff notes on that. Chris way off on outer zone 2. A little bit off on outer zone 3. The rest of the run was good. Osbo go ahead and having a couple corrections on the bank in the chase, but having great proximity. And then Osbo being shallow leaving outer zone 1 and shallow through outer zone 3. Oh, wrong replay.
Wrong black and gold card.
So we're going to go ahead and skip ahead here. Osbo's going to lead. Chris is going to chase. Looking a little slow there through the chicane, Osbo. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and flicks it in. Big flick, but a little bit low on the bank, working himself up. Chris doing the same line. Proximity's decent, not as close, but Chris is a lot smoother through there. Osbo fills outer 3. Chris falls back a little bit. Outer 2. Osbo touches outer 3, not quite, and dives in. They're both hovering on the inside here. Chris has good proximity. Osbo out to the wall, a little bit shy on there, and Chris not having quite as much.
One more time.
So I would say Chris better bank ride. Chris
Equal
chases.
on the bank.
Equal chases. Osbo had a little bit more proximity, but had more shimmies.
bubbles.
So I would say the chases were pretty equal. Osbo filled outer 3, while Chris filled outer 1 better. The rest of the run, I think, was pretty similar. Osbo didn't really run the line the judges wanted from outer 3 to inner 1. He left early and stayed towards the inside right here.
I feel like Chris had better line and proximity through their chasing.
I agree. So I think it's one more time.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Would they rather have you be super close and have a couple bobbles in the chase, or would they rather you be back a little bit further and be smooth?
Back a little bit further and be smooth would be equal with bobbles on the door. Because obviously the better would be on the door and not having bobbles. They understand when you're within that half a car length or very close that you're going to have to make some very fast movements and changes that could upset the chassis a little bit. So I still think this is a one more time, but we're going to watch the overhead here. As you can see, the proximity from Chris and Osbo has better proximity, but Chris has a better line. So this is an easier easier run to chase than this one. So I'm not saying these are equal at this point, but Chris is having a better lead.
He's up on the wall.
Osbo is having a better chase. But you can see Osbo has a big correction there, while Chris is just smoothly...
He even has a correction in the...
Yeah, has a correction in the lead as well.
In that little spot that you said they would.
You're absolutely right. And the proximity, Chris has better proximity through this section and about the same through here. What we're talking about here is Chris and Osbo in the zone good. Chris does not fill outer zone 2. So while he has a better lead run on the bank, he doesn't fill that. Osbo fills outer zone 3 just slightly better, but Osbo's way inside in the chase here. So there's just a lot of equality here in terms of mistakes. Again, Osbo to the inside. Chris almost on the same line.
But you said that they wanted you on the door, not
Correct.
with the wheel.
They want, the ideal situation is the rear tires of the car are on the same line, so they would make the same tire marks.
Which would in theory be...
It almost looks like a little bit deeper depending on what the car is.
So that's where I'm going to have the question in a little bit.
Oh, so here we go. One more time, and Osbo. So there were...
We were close.
Yep. Okay.
This is the one I have the question about.
Okay. Well, when you see it, we'll stop and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. Vaughn. Matt.
This is killer.
Vaughn flicks it in. Quick little handbrake on throttle. Matt makes contact on a shallower line. Vaughn is up on the wall, super high. Matt tucks back. He's on just a little bit shallower of a line, but great proximity. Vaughn is basically on the wall the entire bank. all the way around, even touches the wall right there. Matt is still a little bit shallower, but the proximity is ridiculous. This is probably best chase run of the year. Vaughn fills outer zone 2, transitions, fills all of outer zone 3. He's back on power.
Matt's a little shallow.
Matt's a little shallow right here. Doesn't fill outer zone 3. A lot shallow right here, but proximity, ridiculous again. Transition, timing, great. In line, that's what they want to see. That pretty much great proximity. He had a small bobble with angle, but it was basically just so that he wouldn't make contact with Vaughn's door. That chase, ridiculous. A little shallow at times, but each time he was shallow, he fixed it before the end to get up on the door.
Except for in the second.
So mad props to Vaughn for staying in the gas, especially with a front wheel hit. Fills the zone. Oh, he doesn't quite get outer zone 2 all the way. Sorry. I said he did, but outer zone 3 for sure.
Shallow.
Matt's super shallow. Picks up interclip 1, great. Great timing on the transition. Little shallower, but then backs up. Little bobble, but Vaughn also had a little bit of angle loss. So, amazing chase for Matt. Okay, so here's the second half of the battle. Matt leading, Vaughn chasing.
Your boy slept. Sleeping.
Slept
Hit
on the line.
snooze button.
So, just to give you an idea of what happened here, Vaughn left the line, bogged the car, didn't stall it, bogged it. So he slipped the clutch to get the car up into the power band. Because these cars, like below 4,000, don't do anything. There's not a lot of power. So slips the clutch, but gets into the nitrous, blows the tires off. So now he's just chasing
Doing a
his tail.
burnout right there.
Yep. So Matt's got 4-car lead on the entry. Enters, Vaughn stays low, is able to close the gap pretty decently, but then stays
Stays
low
shallow.
because obviously his line's
Oh,
way
he
off.
got up there a little bit. Oh, he's up there.
Matt fills the end of the zone pretty well. Little handbrake drag there. Vaughn has great proximity through there. Matt misses outer 3. Vaughn stays out wide through here. Remember, Matt was super shallow there. And has good proximity for the rest of the run. Little wide there on the exit. Loses some proximity.
But I feel like he stayed on Matt's line better.
He did. So
Had
things...
a little bit less. That
People
was
thought
not
that-
me.
I know, people
that
thought
was
that
not
was you.
me.
Things that Matt did well. Proximity in the chase. Ridiculous. Things Matt did not do good in the chase. Chopped the line a bunch in outer zone 3 to interclip 1. Also a little bit on the bank. Things Vaughn did well.
Catch up.
I mean, we can't judge that. But I think Vaughn's chase from end of outer zone 1, like through here, through the transition, was better than Matt's. Yes, it didn't have as much proximity. Still really good proximity, but also the correct line to chase, where Matt was on the inside quite a bit.
So that's what I was. That was my.
So if Vaughn would not have slept at the light and got smoked on the run-up, I see this as Vaughn winning.
Yep.
If Vaughn was closer, but didn't
Would've
have
been
great
one more time.
proximity, one more time. But because Vaughn got rolled on the run-up so bad and had to chop the track so much to catch up, Matt wins. I know. So that was the battle that I really needed Vaughn to win, because then I would have stretched the points huge on Matt. Like I would have had 30 points on him right now
Instead of 1.
instead of 1. It's okay, Vaughn. I forgive you. Even though I knocked Odie out for you. I'm just messing with you. Anyways, next battle. Forsberg, Osbo.
Then we're going back to the battle.
Well, yeah, this is the next battle, though. Oh, wait. No, this
It's
is
the
the one more
previous
time.
battle.
This
Yes.
is the one more time. Wait, we did this one already.
Nope. We had to go back to this battle. They had it one more time.
I skipped
We
ahead.
skipped ahead.
Oh, you have to edit this around? Or are you just going to let it ride?
No, this. Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, so this is the one more time battle of Chris and Osbo. So let's see if Chris fixes his outer zone 2.
Yep.
And if Osbo fixes a little bit of sloppiness he had. All right. Chris enters a little bit low, then works his way right back up. So he's pretty high. Osbo, this is the chase that you were talking about. It's a little shallow, but the proximity is good, and he's not making a bunch of corrections. This is good. Not amazing. This is good, great.
Good, great.
Good, great.
We'd like to see him there.
Yep. Chris backs up, gets on the angle, fills the zone. Osbo dives in a little bit. I still, like, when that happens, I don't really blame the chase driver because he's just reacting to what the lead driver's doing to get out of that really difficult part of the track. As long as he's back up, right. So this is what I'm saying. If Osbo is back out at this zone here, personally, I erase what happened back there because he still, in all, was on the correct line.
I don't erase it because if it was
doesn't
switched,
do it, I know you're right.
They don't do you then have to
I think in terms of like he's still on the right line in the chase.
Okay.
Chris did fill outer zone 2. Chris fills outer zone 3. Chris gets hit by Osbo. Osbo makes a correction because of it.
Straight almost.
Yep. Chris finishes the run good. Osbo finishes the run good. So Chris got hit and powered right through it. But Osbo made a mistake because of the hit.
Correction.
So yeah, the overhead you can see Chris fills the zone. Osbo does not. Chris fills outer zone 3 good. Chris,
a little shallow.
yeah, Osbo hits Chris, which knocks Chris a little bit offline here, so you can't count that. And then Chris is a little late to fill outer zone 4, but fills it. All right, switching positions. Osbo flicks it in, a little bit low, still low, works his way up. Chris is good proximity, almost on the same line, because you got to remember now, Osbo's been working his car up, so Chris has some time to work his car up. Osbo's pretty wide now at this point. Ooh, there's a little correction there from Chris.
Yeah, but he touching, dude.
Is he? I don't know. So and then another correction from Osbo and another handbrake. I paused it right at the other handbrake. So he's decelling before he's supposed to be really decelling. Chris does a good job through there. He doesn't quite fill outer zone 3. Chops the inside of the track. Chris is on the inside looking good. Transitions, comes back, stays on the power, has great proximity. Osbo doesn't quite fill outer zone 4 either.
Forsberg.
I give it to Chris, but I want to see what happened on the bank. So this is what I want to see right here. Oh no, it's not bad.
No.
He made a bunch of corrections there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this definitely goes to Chris.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what was happening on the
Like
bank.
unanimously.
Yeah, I would think so.
There you go.
Sweet.
Unanimously.
All right, our next battle is Turek and JTP. Turek's going to lead first. Huck it in. Whoa, really late to making power here.
I feel like this
That's
is
where he's lighting off halfway through the bank.
I feel like this is maybe
What's going on there in the chase? Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. I think maybe just over rotation from the car being loose. Turek fills outer zone 2 decent. Really fills outer zone 3 in the beginning, but leaves early.
Your boy is
JTP's all over the place in the chase. Oh, man. That was a close call at the end there from Turek. Almost got into the wall.
Scratches there.
Little overhead action. Look at this. Not lighting off till the BECU. Maybe 425 sign right there. JTP getting caught up in the marbles.
Trying to catch up.
Yep. Good fill of outer zone 2. Gets out in outer zone 3. Leaves a little bit early. Late to light off again there. Super late. Also gives him a chance to catch up. Again, super late on that too. Just like overall like some laziness on picking up the throttle there from Turek. But a very sloppy chase from JTP.
This is where it gets a little
Yeah.
nutty.
So JTP in the lead here.
Doing burnout.
Hucks it in. Getting a little bit low on the bank here. Not quite filling it up. Turek is even lower in the chase. But maintaining angle. Little bobble there. Oh, big wall hit. Understeer. And Turek's now in the lead. Now JTP is chasing Turek.
2 years in a row that JTP
Yeah,
has tried
that's a
or
move,
has gotten
dude.
past.
That's a move. And then even still, anger burnouts. Even still, Turek lighting off
he's
really
still
late here.
He did the
He
whole.
got in front of him. I passed you back.
That's
So
not how this
yeah,
works.
definitely goes to Turek here. Definitely no doubt in that one. All right, next battle is going to be Travis Reeder, Simon Olsen. Travis Travis leader's the leader, the reader, the speed reader.
We'll figure it out.
All right, here we go. Hucks it in. Little handbrake pull, a little bit late there. Honestly, if there was contact, he would be blamed for that a little bit. Olsen on the inside line there. Reader getting wide on the line there.
This is Reader's home track.
Olsen gives him a tap and flies off track. Look at that. That was definitely in a decel zone. So Reader's pretty good there. His car just looks real tight, dude.
Yeah.
Like needs more power or
Not
a little,
like cool
little
tight,
less
but-
grip. I mean, it looks cool too. The big link lug on the side. I'll give him that. Dragon side skirt. So we can look over this overhead. He's very low, right? So when Travis checks up here to fill the rest of the zone and slow down, Olsen just kind of coasts into
I
him.
feel like Homie was also off throttle a little, like earlier.
Travis? Let's look. So I said there's always
Maybe
a
he just
little
doesn't have a ton of
correction
smoke,
there.
but like
That's his first lift right there. That's good. It's in zone.
he just wasn't. He didn't have a lot of tire smoke. That's all. Through
Got
the
it.
whole thing, he didn't. But some of
So
the
through here is good. He's a little shy there, and then up on the wall at the exit looks good. All right, so switch positions. Simon's gonna lead. Travis is gonna chase. Simon flicks it in, gets on the throttle, super high on the bank. Travis closing in, both of them pretty high. Travis having a couple little waivers there on a little bit shallower line. Simon leaves the bank, floats it a little bit long, waits a long time to light off. That's way after the decel zone. Fills outer zone 3. Travis doing a good job mimicking the line through there, though. He doesn't quite get outer zone 3. Travis on the inside a little bit here. Gets around. Good transition timing right there. And pretty decent through the finish line. He could have been wider, but Simon really didn't finish the zone either. But obviously definitely goes to Travis here. Big mistake in the lead position, or in the chase position from Simon. So Travis makes a win. Makes a win. Creates and fabricates a win. All right, E46 battle here. Essa and Dylan Hughes.
no sedan love.
No sedan love. So a little handbrake pull from Essa. Dylan's on a little bit, half a car lower line. Sweeps back up into almost the same line. Essa's on the wall. Now he's a little bit shallow still, Dylan is. Essa fills the rest of the zone. Dylan's proximity is great, and he's doing it very smooth, not making a lot of corrections here. Essa fills outer zone 3. Dylan taps Essa a little bit before the transition. This is a great timing through here. So he's like half a car back, but on the line he's supposed to be at.
Gets
Back in there. Almost runs the same line, a little bit shallower. Essa doesn't quite fill outer zone 4. So Essa a little bit shy on the outer zones in that run. Outer zone 1 was good, but 2, 3, and 4 was a little bit shy. Dylan really pushing through the transitions there. I like to see the overhead of this through outer zone 2 and 3. Look at the proximity without much wavering, hardly at all. So Essa does get outer zone 3 in the beginning. Slow transition again. It just touches outer 4. And then Dylan's basically on the same line through here. And then a little shallower, and then almost on the same line again towards the end. Essa
just
not
a little
quite
shallow
filling.
in that one zone.
Just left a little early. All right, switching positions. Dylan's going to lead. Essa's going to chase. Dylan hucks it in, high on the bank. Oh, Essa gives him a little tap and then overrows and drives way down the bank while Dylan's running the wall big time up on it. Leaves just a tick early. Gets outer zone 2 filled. Looks like maybe outer zone 3. Ooh, washes super wide. Essa does a great job in the chase mimicking that, though. The overhead's going to show Dylan going really wide, and it's going to be important that obviously he's on throttle while he's wide to be able to pick up interclip 1. Because if he's not on throttle, they're going to hold that against him a bunch. But Essa, huge mistake on the bank.
Yeah, big.
All right, can we switch camera angles now so I can see? I think he had his back left tire in the zone, but towards the end, ooh, a tire off on the very end, but still picks up interclip 1.
Yeah.
Not enough to go over Essa's mistakes, so I give Dylan the win on this one.
Yep. Well, there's your overhead.
Oh, here's my overhead, yeah. So Essa just tips in a little bit.
So,
Dylan does too, but washes out.
Dylan was way shallower in the line.
Yeah, he
over here.
was.
Sorry, I'm not using my pointer.
Yeah, use your pointer.
I
Get your
didn't
point
point.
across. Dylan gets the win unanimously. All right, so we got Chris and Matt Field.
Again,
Matt Field giving Chris a car length, street outlaw style.
again, I was hoping for Forsberg on this one.
Yeah, I know, Chris. You
Sorry.
let me down on this one. Here we go. So Chris flicks it in. Matt right where he needs to be, just a tick shallower on line. Chris is doing a great lead run through here. Now Matt is on basically the same line as Chris with great proximity.
That's really good.
Chris tries to back it up and fill the zone, but leaves a little bit early. Matt's right where he needs to be in the chase. Chris fills all of outer zone 2. Transitions, snaps to angle in outer zone 3, but gets the wall maybe when Matt is right there just waiting to pick up the throttle. That's great
I feel like
positioning.
Him following this was way better than him following Vaughn.
This is way better. Falls
that
back
a
a
little
little bit, and he's a little bit shallow. So, other than outer zone 3 with a hit from Chris and leaving outer zone 1 a little bit early, that was a fantastic lead run. Chase was really, really good. I got nothing to hate on in the chase at all. A little bit shallow on line for the first half of the bank from
It's
Matt.
a little shallow on the
But
last turn.
we're talking about 2 feet.
Yeah.
That's great. And then he works it up, falls back a little bit, lets Chris make his adjustment, and then dives in again here on the inside. Waits for Chris. He did not fill outer zone 3.
No.
Did he get a wall? I didn't
Yes,
see
he
it.
did.
So he got the wall, made a correction, but Matt sat there right where he needed to be. This is the ideal chase. Tire here. Now, if this was 2 feet closer, it'd be the
100%.
best chase possible.
Except for right here, he's
And
also
then he
a little
falls
shallow.
in a little bit short there. Okay, so Matt hooks it in, pretty high on the bank. Chris, similar line here. Oh, Chris doing a good job in the chase here. Matt, little bit
like-
closer,
I
about
don't
the
know.
same. I'd vote bank to bank is about the same here.
Yeah.
Matt, a little correction in outer zone 3, fills the zone though. Fills outer zone 3, drives out. Chris is now on the inside of the track. Matt picks up inner clip 1.
I feel like proximity-wise, they were pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I want to watch the overhead. On quick glance, this is a one more time, except for Chris's wall hit. So Matt and Chris.
I feel like Matt has less angle too.
Well,
Maybe it
Chris
just
is
looks
making
like
a correction right now.
different call.
See?
No, I meant with lead to lead.
So proximity is about the same. Oh, no, sorry, not the same. Matt is definitely closer in proximity. Matt's also a little bit lower on the bank, though, in the lead position. Now he's up high. Chris,
They're
they're about the
closer too.
same. This is exactly identical right here, pretty much.
Oh, Chris had a big correction in the chase.
So did Matt. Watch. Yeah,
No,
no,
Matt-
it wasn't a bobble. Just
Chris
a
was way more.
positioning. So Matt and Chris here. Matt's filling the zone behind him. Chris is a little bit on the inside, so we give the advantage to Matt through there. This transition's better from Chris.
But
Matt
they're
fills the
both
zone.
still-
They're both equal here, but Matt doesn't hit the wall and have a bobble. Chris is way more inside than Matt is. Better chase from Chris at the end. Oh man, I guess it's one more time. I feel like it's got to be one more time. There wasn't. Maybe it could be Matt, but I feel like it's one more time.
I feel like
It's got to be one more time.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
There just wasn't enough to decipher the two. They both made equal mistakes.
All right, go into the.
Here's one more time. Chris leading Matt. Chris goes ahead and hooks it in a little bit low and then works his way up. Seems to be consistent with that. Matt's a little bit less angle and just a tick lower on line. Chris is super high on the bank. Matt's now matched angle and gotten perfect with him. This is the ideal
They
chase.
turned these bitches up. Oh,
They
filled
did.
the zone.
Chris filled the zone. Matt's got more angle because he's trying to slow the car, basically not hit Chris right here. Gets on the power. Chris misses outer zone 2 completely. Fills outer zone 3 decent.
Doesn't
Matt
hit the wall.
ends up on the inside though. Chris does a weird line, which kind of closes the door on Matt. And then,
Ooh.
oh man. Ooh.
Ooh. Got a little hairy there.
But like Chris's lead was not that clean.
No.
I know, I'm gonna watch it again. We're gonna show the replay. Okay, so great proximity from Matt. This is pretty much the ideal chase on the bank. I mean, there's really not a lot of wavering. Chris backs up to the wall, so does Matt. Chris totally misses outer zone 2, gets outer zone 3 really good. Matt ends up all the way on the inside. Kind of gets the door shut on him here. Chris over-rotates a little bit and saves it. Also maybe causes Matt to leave outer zone 4 a little bit early. But overall, just a little bit of a sloppy chase from Matt. But a good lead run outside of missing outer zone 2 completely. All right, here comes Matt in the lead, Chris in the chase. Matt hucks it in super high right off the bat. Chris in a great position in the chase, looking really good. Drops down a little bit, has a couple corrections. Matt fills the whole zone all the way. Matt hand does a handbrake out to get fill outer zone 2. Yeah, maybe ticks outer zone 3. Chris is right there on his door throughout all of this. Great proximity through there. Oh man, I feel like Chris won that. I gotta watch this overhead.
Matt's super wavery, dude.
Just small adjustments, I feel
I feel
like.
like it's making Chris do them.
Matt fills outer 2 and fills outer 3 really good. So lead for lead, Matt has a better lead run to me. Oh, even fills that zone all the way.
Okay, so maybe Matt.
So Matt better lead, Chris slightly better chase, but you got to think that Chris had a better chase because of
Matt's lead.
yeah. So this is pretty even. Matt has a better second half of the bank than Chris does.
Yeah.
Matt, in the lead and the chase, I feel like Matt had a better second half of the bank. Matt fills this zone. He did have to do a handbrake to do it. Chris did not. Matt is in the zone in the chase. Chris is not.
I feel like Chris was pretty much the same as Matt. A little shallower, but he didn't miss it.
He
I think
maybe
he had that
touches the line.
back left tire.
And then Matt, even though he didn't have to, because Chris didn't feel it, he was
did a little bit.
equal, if not the same as Chris. What I don't like is Matt driving inside here,
Yeah.
while Chris is in a great position here.
Yeah, you gave him a little boom there too.
Yep. And then I don't like how Matt was falling back a little bit here. But Matt had a better lead run to chase. This is hard. Chris's wall ride was not, this is a one more time, dude.
Unfortunately, I don't think it is.
Matt had a better lead run, but Chris had a better chase. Damn, unanimous. They must have really hurt on his outer zone too. That's what I'm thinking at this point.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing. Okay, we're jumping around a little bit here because the battles I had one more times and cars to fix. We got Turek leading Reader.
That's his best friend.
So, again, neither of them, maybe they're just like waiting for the power to turn on. This is pretty even, Steven, but a car back. Osbo or Turek is in the lead, not quite on the wall. He's in pretty much the same line. Turek starts backing up, but they're pretty much running the same line here. There's just about a car gap through all of it. So Travis comes off the wall a little bit early. Turek is about 4 feet off the wall at the exit of the bank. Leaves outer zone 2 early, just gets the beginning of it. Comes to the transit. Ooh, too early of a transition from Reader. Let's go back.
Reader kind of did it.
So he touches outer zone 3 and washes wide. A little bit late to light off. Reader chops the inside of the track off, missing outer zone 3 completely.
Almost goes straight.
And then pretty decent through the last turn. Just a little bit low angle through the last turn. So just a overall gap of about a car the entire track, as you can see. I mean, if you put that car a long ways between them, it's about one. But like just looking at him being shallower because his car is cooking, the thing's fast. Oh, he does get outer zone 3, but he's way on the inside here. Turek misses inner clip 1 and then doesn't quite get outer zone 4. Switch positions here. Reader's gonna lead. Hucks it in. Similar gap here. Reader with some wavering. Turek closes the gap, has some wavering as well. Doesn't quite fill outer zone 1 for the rest of the zone. Misses outer zone 2.
Just like Turek did.
Just like Turek did.
Ooh, they both wide here.
No, he ran the right line. Turek gets on the inside. Proximity's not great. I gotta watch this overhead, dude. I think the mistake that Turek made, or that Reader made on the inside of turn, he was off on interclip 1 too. Similar runs, to be honest with you. I just think that the mistake that Reader made at outer zone 3, just missing it all the way and having a bobble, is what's going to give Turek the win here.
Agreed.
All right, next battle is going to be Dylan Hughes and myself. Go ahead and huck it into the first turn. Little e-brake check, me too. I close proximity immediately. I'm running a little bit shallower of a line than he is, but we're both pretty deep on the wall.
And Carl's also
And
a
then
boat.
I'm also now on the wall as he is, keeping that proximity really close. The big thing you want to watch here, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm doing it right, textbook. This whole run, I'm going to be front tire to his handle of his door and back, which is what the judges want to see because our rear tires are on the same line. So we come through here. Doesn't quite fill outer zone 3, but
Not
I
as much
do.
as you
Slow transition going into that was 2. Slow transition going into outer zone 3. I'm already at the rate of angle he's going to be at later on. I drive up again. Here's that positioning. I'm not shallower. I am back on his door and on throttle through here. I pick up the clip, transition, give him just enough room. He does put a little bit of a gap on me through the last turn, just because he went to less angle than I did, and he ended up pulling away from me because of it. So we can watch this again. I kind of scoot right up on him, just a little shallow for the first half of the bank. Then we kind of ride out together at the same angle. He does his checkup, leaving the bank. I do the same. And this is what I was talking about. This is what the judges really want to see, just that same line through there. Transition. I did come in a little bit here because he was late to fire off. If you notice, he's just now lighting off. So that gave me some extra time, thankfully.
You were also not filling the zone.
Yeah, but what I was saying is because he went to like no angle here. If you watch, he just does like a real slow transition. So I did not fill outer zone 3. It's correct, but I did run over interclip 1 because of his super late lighting off, and that's also what kind of gave me a gap here. But good lead run from Dylan outside of basically not lighting off at outer zone 3. Gave me a good lead run to chase.
Good job, Dylan.
We're going to switch positions here. I'm going to lead. Dylan will chase. Oh, did I put a mark on his car?
Beep.
Dang, I don't know. Maybe it was there already.
I don't remember.
All right, so up on the bank. Running the high line here, about 2 feet off the wall. I'm probably going to dip down, it looks like, because of my angle. I'll use the brakes to not dip down. Get out, give a little wall tap, but he's way on the inside here. If you notice this last bit, he's just been driving down the bank. I'm kind of waiting what's happening. I dip the wall a little bit, make a correction, but still fill outer zone 3, transition, or 2. Get a little bit of outer zone 3, lots of angle coming across the clip. He sucks right up on me, dives in, has a really good finish through here. That's basically exactly where you want to be. I think the differences here on why I would advance is my chase leaving the bank with him being so close the entire time and being behind him while he sucked up and had to go onto the inside of the track, missing some of the zones in the chase.
Good little side-by-side, maybe.
But yeah, it looks like they might do a side-by-side here. Honestly, I think lead run for lead run, our lead runs were probably equal. He had a little bit better of a bank ride than I did, and I had a little bit better of an infield than he did.
There we go.
But yeah, I have a lot more proximity throughout here. Like I said, I think his bank ride was better than mine was.
Wave right there, yeah.
I had a boop, but I think the issue was basically here on his run. You see I'm leaving the zone on power, and he floats out and then lights off. And I think
He almost doesn't fully light off until the inner clip.
Yeah, so I think that ends up being the win. I actually did have good proximity in comparison to the last turn. I thought he had better. So I think they're going to give me the win here. And unanimously. Okay, this is a run that I am infinitely concerned about because I see something and Matt believes this as well, because we've talked after this, because this is the only run I really watched before watching this video.
Because he was going to go up against whoever won this.
So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I want you to really pay attention to Turek and Matt on the bank. And then I will kind of explain my theory, and you can let me know what you guys think in the comments. Because this is one of those ones where it's like, after the fact, is very interesting. Okay, so Turek's leading, Matt's in chase. Turek comes in, again, really not lighting off till later, and Matt just over-rotates here uncontrollably. Turek's coming through here, fills the zone. 2 tires off completely. Fills outer zone 3, and then low angle through here. Picks up inner clip 1 good. Probably maybe conserving tires because his spotter on the radio is like, hey, he went off track, he spun, save your tires. Matt's car, initiate, he's drifting. Seems like it's not really having any problems. Looks like it's doing what it's supposed to do. So it's not like there was a failure on the bank that caused this, but like kind of look here. Let me go back one more. He initiates and the car is set. It's in drift. Everything's working good. And then it just straight up over rotates. But if you look, Turek's not making the smoke that he's normally making. Right? I'll tell you my theory here. And Matt obviously has the same theory. He was driving it because he came up to me and was like, yo, I don't even know what happened. Like, it was just out of nowhere, the car just looped, right? Because he sets into angle, everything's good. And then the car just pulls the rug out from under him. And he wasn't in the marbles on the bank. Turek's car was using water all weekend, like, right? And maybe not totally, but the last few battles, when he came up to battle me in the next run, his car had no water in it. Like, no coolant. That coolant has to go somewhere. And my theory, Matt's theory as well, I'll just call it Matt's theory at this point, because I agree with this theory, is that on initiation and on the bank, Turek's car dumped all of its water out. So my theory, like we were saying, is, and this is speculation, but knowing what I know about cars and knowing that on the bank, these cars typically, if they add angle, they drive down immediately. And the fact that Matt's car didn't drive down, and the fact that Matt's car was already set to angle, and it just straight up looped out, I would say that.
I would also like to watch Turek's other videos, again, to see where he lit off with other ones.
He was letting off late, but not in practice. Not in practice. We can watch his qualifying
but from
run.
top 32 and everything, I feel like he was.
Right, what I'm saying is, like, just watch Matt. He's fully set in
I'm saying this
drift,
is
and
totally
then it just the whole car spins out
I think
uncontrollably.
he got in the marbles. The back half got up against the thing.
That I agree, but why did his car just shoot up there? He's set, everything's good, then just boom, overrose immediately.
I wish they had an overhead. They might. Oh, but I guess it would follow Turek. It wouldn't really stay there with.
All right, so we're gonna switch positions. Matt's gonna lead.
Please don't cough.
Matt chucks it in. Pretty high up on the bank, couple feet off. Turek's a little bit lower. Way low there, almost straightens. Matt leaves the bank a little bit early. Fills outer zone 2 all the way. A little bit of handbrake in there. Definitely gets out to outer 3. Turek is a little bit falling behind here. Dives back in. Matt fills all of outer zone 4. Turek's in a good position in the
Do
chase.
you think that car would go a whole nother lap?
Yeah, I mean, I did multiple times at events with no
Without-
water.
Yeah, but with no cool down either?
You-
He did 2 laps back to back. When we would blow motors up, we'd put nitrous literally on the motor to cool it down.
That happened one time, but he had. Obviously, the theory is he had water in the beginning. I mean, I literally see drips of water coming off his car. Obviously, Ryan's going to win this battle, but that was kind of my theory of like what was going on in the outer zone there. There's no proof to that. It would be really hard to tell you, but just spinning out like that uncontrollably, and then him pulling up to the line with me and having to call 5 minutes in this next battle because this motor had no water in it and it was locked up. It wouldn't even crank over. So there's no water in it.
Still sus.
Still sus.
Cannot
So I'm going to
confirm
skip
nor
ahead
deny.
because I'm going to tell you guys Turek calls 5 minutes, pulls back up to the line, can't fix his car, so I have to do a buy run.
Second one of the day.
Here's the funny thing. My nitrous, if you look, it's just bleeding down the entire bottle right here.
Cannot stop.
The purge got stuck. So I had no nitrous for my victory lap. So with no nitrous, this car's right at about 750 wheel, and that is nowhere near enough for the current setup that we have in this car to be able to drift it. I'm not holding this button right now. It's just bleeding the whole 15-pound NOS bottle down. So I can't drift the bank. So I know I have this funny thing where I'm always like, if you manji the straight, you're a bitch.
It's
Well,
technically not a straight.
I manjied the whole bank and the whole straight because I wanted to do something to put on a show, but obviously I couldn't do anything about it. So
Why did they have the lights flashing?
Oh, he was just messing with me.
Oh.
Soap was like, I'm gonna foul you. So this is full throttle in third gear, trying to drift the car, having to handbrake between it all the time. So I timed this so that I would finish, being able to fill the rest of the zone, and try to drift. I still didn't have enough power to do it. From this point on, there's enough power to drift the track, the infield, in third. But I go ahead. I go ahead and do a donut. And Vaughn's on the radio right now. He's like, if you don't rip the bumper off, that's your goal. Don't blow the bumper off. So I'm like, how about not? So I tag the bumper there, and it doesn't come off. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to flip around real quick, light it off, and I'm going to knock it off a second time. I changed my line here a little bit because there was somebody standing here. I didn't want to get close to them and scare them. But then I just drift this section backwards, and I get the wall right here pretty good. Bonk.
Scoop.
Bumper's still there. Little 360 burnout, little fever for everybody in Central and South America there. But I did get the win. Obviously, it's not the way I wanted to win. I wanted to battle Turek. But given the circumstances, he might have watered down the track, and we had the same problem. I would have crashed my shit and lost.
Not a fun time.
Not a fun time. But obviously excited to win still, just not the way I'd like to. 2 buy runs. Buy run with Jeff Jones because he couldn't get his car fixed in 5 minutes. And then buy run with Turek. Obviously, like I said, not ideal. But we are in first place in the point standings, which I'm very pumped about. I'm only 1 point ahead. You can see Ron right here telling me, he's like, you're in the lead, you're in the lead. He's the guy who runs all of our
Damn,
Nitto
your
ops.
hood looks so good.
It does. Look, you can't even tell.
You're welcome.
So yeah, overall, I'm pretty pumped on it. I feel that we're in a good position. The team's doing a great job, and not to be that guy, but you know, obviously we're winning because we won the last 2 now because of the guy not being able to show up because he had car problems. But that just is a test to the fact that our car can run all the time, take the abuse that we're giving it, and be able to get that win because of that. And these other guys are doing everything they can to try to keep up with us, as we're doing the same to keep up with them. Turek even had a faster car for us at the end. We had to put more in the car, which is
Dylan's so excited.
again. Oh yeah, first podium,
I know,
dude! I'm
it's
so
exciting.
pumped for him. It's been a long time coming for him. I can relate to that. But yeah, so like I said, I'm excited to go into St. Louis as points leader, only by 1 point, but obviously I had a qualifying strategy to qualify poorly, so that way I could take some people out immediately in the top 32 battle. I feel the confidence that I can win the battle, so I want to go ahead and get that out of the way early. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. Glad to get the win, and glad to see Dylan on the podium. That was really rad. I was very stoked to see that. He's been working really hard and coming along as a driver big time. So yeah, I'm in first. Matt's in second. I think Osbo's 50 points behind me.
Yeah.
Odie's 85 points behind me, and Vaughn's 95 points behind me.
I'll put the actual numbers up.
Yeah, so pretty cool. And sweet. Tell us what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. I just like to hit the algorithm and get these videos to as many people as they can see so they can be educated on what drifting is and see that the judges aren't always wrong about everything, and they have a really tough job. They don't get to go back and watch these in slow motion and replay a whole bunch. They do live, but they don't get to see all these intricate details, slowing it down and having control over it. So it's really good to be able to go through that, see that, and only disagree typically with one call every event. So, I mean, and that's just me coming from a driver. I'm not the ones up there watching everybody's runs, so.
Me neither.
Yeah.
But not even from a driver's.
Not even, yeah. So, just trying to get the point across with dissecting drifting.
He's so funny.
I'll see you guys later.
So funny.
Bye. Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus!